There is a record sitting inside the 2026 World Cup right now that one man set, and the other man walked into the same tournament and erased it in the very first match. Same competition, same week. One man broke the other man's record, while that other man couldn't register a single shot on target. Both things happened. Both are real. And most people talking about this debate right now have completely missed what that means. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you is the cleanest version of this argument that has ever existed in 15 years of people screaming about it. And the point that changes everything, the one that most Ronaldo fans are going to find genuinely uncomfortable, is not the one you think it is. I know what you're thinking right now. You've heard this before. Messi versus Ronaldo. You've been in this argument 100 times. Someone posts a stat, someone posts a Kacker stat, someone brings up Champions League, someone brings up international goals. It goes nowhere. It always goes nowhere. But this time is different, and I mean that seriously, not in the way people say it to keep you watching. This time, the exits are gone. For 15 years, the reason this debate never ended was because there was always a way out. Different leagues, different clubs, different coaches building different systems around each of them. Different moments, different eras, different peaks at different times. Every number had a counter number. Every conclusion had a caveat. The 2026 World Cup has removed all of that. Same tournament, same format, same pressure, same prize. No institutional advantages, no league gap to argue about, no club-level excuses. Whatever happens on that pitch, it gets recorded without asterisk, forever. And what has already happened in just the opening days of this tournament, before the knockout rounds have even started, is more honest evidence than 15 years of social media debate ever produced. Here's what we're going to go through. We're going to look at exactly what happened in the opening week of this World Cup. Both sides, no spin. Then we're going to put it next to the full 20-year World Cup record for both men and let the numbers breathe. And then, this is the part I want you to stay for, we're going to ask the question that nobody in this debate actually wants to answer honestly. Because there's one specific moment from this tournament, one thing Messi did in his very first match that Ronaldo fans have not fully processed yet. And when you understand what that moment actually means in the context of everything that came before it, the debate doesn't disappear, but the exit routes do. Let's get into it. Houston, Portugal versus DR Congo. Group stage, 2026 World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years old. Just being on that pitch at 41 is something almost no footballer in history has ever done. Most players are retired by then. Most are on television. Most are playing golf. Ronaldo is at a World Cup, pulling on the shirt, starting the match. That alone is a statement. But then the 90 minutes happen. He plays all of them, every single minute. And at the end of it, he has not produced a single shot on target. Zero. Cristiano Ronaldo, the man with more international goals than any player in the history of football, plays 90 minutes at a World Cup and cannot put one attempt on target. The reaction is what you'd expect. Every pundit, every fan account, every football page on the internet. The verdict is almost unanimous. This is it. This is the match that finally tells us it's done, that the end has arrived, that the greatest goal scorer in the history of international football has run out of road. And then, 48 hours later, he scores twice. Portugal beat Uzbekistan 5-0. Ronaldo gets 2 goals at 41, 2 days after one of the most criticized performances of his career. So now you have this impossible thing sitting in front of you. 2 results, same man, same tournament, same week. One that looked like a funeral, one that looked like a statement. And everyone is arguing about which one is the real Ronaldo. Here's the thing. That's the wrong argument. Because while all of this is happening, while everyone is watching Ronaldo collapse and then come back, Messi quietly does something in Argentina's opening match that makes both of those results look small. That's what makes this tournament different from every previous version of this debate. But the next part, What Messi actually did, and specifically whose record he broke to do it, is where it stops being a debate and starts being a verdict. Argentina, opening match, 2026 World Cup. Lionel Messi, 38 years old. He arrives at this tournament as the reigning world champion. Argentina won the whole thing in Qatar in 2022. Messi was the reason. Scored in the final, won the Golden Ball, lifted the trophy. He has a World Cup winner's medal in his pocket before this tournament even begins. And then he scores a hat-trick in the first game. 3 goals at 38 in a World Cup. Now, the hat-trick by itself is already extraordinary, but it's what comes with it that matters. The record for the oldest player ever to score a hat-trick in a World Cup match, Messi broke it in Argentina's first match of the 2026 tournament. New record, his name at the top. Permanent. It's in the books. But here's the part that makes this moment something else entirely. Whose record did he break? Ronaldo's. Ronaldo had set that record. Messi came to the same tournament in the same opening week and erased it, replaced it with his own name. Think about what was happening at the same moment. In one stadium, Ronaldo, 0 shots on target, 41 years old, every commentator writing his obituary. In another stadium, Messi, hat-trick, 38 years old, breaking the record that Ronaldo had set. Same competition, same week. One man's record survives for however long it survived. The other man walks in and ends it in his first 90 minutes. That is not a metaphor. That is not a take. That is a sequence of events that actually happened in order inside the same tournament. And look, 2 goals from Ronaldo against Uzbekistan is real. That is not nothing. But here's what most people in this argument still haven't looked at honestly, and it's the part that changes everything about how you read those 2 goals.
Let's put the 2026 opening week aside for a moment, because to understand what it means, you need the full picture. Messi has been to 6 World Cups, 6 tournaments, and across all of them, his performances have done something that almost never happens in football. They have gotten better as the pressure got higher. In knockout matches, when elimination is real, when one bad day and you go home, he has never been substituted, not once, across 6 World Cups. In every knockout match he has ever played, his own manager looked at Messi and decided he was not someone to take off when it mattered most. In 2022, Argentina were 3 goals down in the final, 3-0, against France in a World Cup final, inside 90 minutes. Most teams don't come back from that in a practice match, let alone on the biggest stage in football. Argentina came back, won on penalties. Messi scored in that game. Messi drove it. He has the medal. It exists. It is real. It does not go away. Now, Ronaldo, 5 World Cups, never reached a final. 4 times Portugal have gotten to the quarterfinals or beyond with Ronaldo in the squad. 4 times they have been eliminated at that stage. His biggest individual World Cup moment, the one that Ronaldo fans will always bring up, and it's fair to bring it up, is a hat-trick, a real one, against Spain in 2018. Portugal scored 3, Spain scored 3. The match ended in a draw. And then in Qatar in 2022, Ronaldo's manager made the decision to drop him, not because of injury, a selection decision, in the knockout rounds of a World Cup. The manager of his own national team looked at the situation and concluded that Portugal had a better chance without Ronaldo in the starting 11. That is a brutal thing to sit with, and it sits right there, directly next to 2 goals against Uzbekistan in 2026. Both are true. Both are part of the same record. Now, here's where the Ronaldo side of this argument usually goes. And I want to address it properly because it's not a bad argument. It's actually the best version of the case you can make. But there's something underneath it that the 2 goals against Uzbekistan don't change. And this is the thing nobody wants to say out loud. The argument is this: goals are goals. Ronaldo is still scoring them at 41. 2 goals in a 5-0 win after the worst performance of your career at a World Cup, that is a statement. That is a man who refuses to let the story end. And it's right, it is a statement. I'm not going to pretend it isn't.
But the question this tournament is actually going to answer has nothing to do with Uzbekistan. The question is what happens in the knockout rounds, not against the group stage opponents, not in a 5-0 result when the pressure is low and the defense is not elite. When Portugal face a team that has studied them, when Argentina face a team that has a real plan for Messi, when the matches are the kind where one mistake ends your tournament, what does the record say? Because the record across 20 years at this specific competition is not close. Messi has performed in those matches. He has never been removed from them. He has won the whole thing. At 38, he's producing hat tricks and breaking records in his opening game. Ronaldo has been substituted in knockout matches. His country made it further in the tournament when his manager decided to start without him. He has never been in a World Cup final. 2 goals against Uzbekistan are a chapter. The book has been written across 20 years, and the pattern across those chapters is consistent. This is the thing Ronaldo fans are going to find genuinely uncomfortable, and I want to say it clearly without burying it at the end. The goals against Uzbekistan prove Ronaldo is not finished. They do not prove the World Cup gap has closed. Those are 2 separate questions, and the noise around his comeback in match 2 has been so loud that a lot of people are letting it answer the second question when it only answers the first. He can still score goals. Nobody is questioning that. But can he do what Messi did in 2022? Can he carry a team through knockout football against elite opposition in a tournament where everything is on the line and end it with lifting the trophy? That is the question this World Cup gets to answer. And the full record, every bit of it, says that question has never been answered the right way for Ronaldo. Not once, across 5 tournaments. And here's the part I want to leave you with, because this is the moment in the debate that feels different from every version of it that came before, and not in a comfortable way for either side.
For 15 years, this argument was noise. It was noise because there were always ways out, always a counterstat, always an era gap, always a different league, always something that let both sides walk away feeling like nothing was settled. The summer of 2026 is the last chance, not because they'll stop existing after it, but because this is the last realistic opportunity both men have to compete at this level, in this competition, in these conditions, at the same time. Messi is 38. This tournament might be his last. If he wins it again, the conversation about where he stands in the history of this sport is essentially over, not just against Ronaldo, against everyone, ever. Ronaldo is 41. This is almost certainly his last World Cup. If Portugal go deep, if he carries them through the knockout rounds, if he performs in the matches that matter, if he gets to a final, then the record gets complicated in a way it has never been complicated before. But if the tournament goes the way the full record suggests it might, if Messi keeps producing, if Portugal exit in the knockouts, if the gap in World Cup history stays exactly where it is, then the 2026 World Cup will be the last piece of evidence this debate ever needed. And it will have been delivered honestly. No asterisks, no excuses. Same conditions, same prize, both men at the same time. That has never happened before. Not cleanly, not like this. The tournament gave us, in the opening week, the single most honest summary of this debate that football has ever produced. Messi broke Ronaldo's record. Ronaldo couldn't get a shot on target. Ronaldo then scored twice. The 20-year gap in World Cup history stayed exactly where it was. All of that happened in a matter of days. All of it is permanent. All of it will be in the record books when both men are long retired. And the thing that makes this moment different from 15 years of debate, the thing that separates it from every group chat, every comment section, every pundit's hot take, is that nobody decided it. The tournament decided it. The pitch decided it. The numbers decided it. There was no spin available. There was no exit. Just 2 results placed beside each other in the order they occurred. and a gap that has been there the whole time, finally visible in a light clear enough that walking away from it requires a choice, not a counter-argument. So here's where we are. Messi, world champion, 38 years old, hat-trick in Game 1, broke Ronaldo's own record to do it, has never been substituted in a World Cup knockout match. Ronaldo never won it, 41 years old, 0 shots on target in Game 1, 2 goals in Game 2, has been dropped in knockout rounds by his own manager. Both men are still here. The tournament is not over. More evidence is coming. But what's already been recorded in just the first week is more honest than anything this debate has produced in 15 years of noise. The 2026 World Cup did not start the conversation, it just finally turned on the lights. What happens next, I think you already know. Subscribe because the knockout rounds are about to make this even harder to ignore.